Hey guys, so in this video, I'm going to be walking you through how I go about creating websites that, don't just look good, but actually convert. That is, that they actually drive action. Because I feel like a lot of the time, you can watch YouTube videos, you can watch these people showing incredible websites, but a lot of the time I think to myself, with having a background in copywriting, marketing, and all that, is that, you know, definitely we want to have a good design, but what we also want to have is, the messaging and, everything and the structuring together in a cohesive way so it actually drives action. Because at the end of the day, for most businesses, because at the end of the day, for most websites on the internet, they are there for a business. They're there for a reason. They're there to drive action, to sell something, to sell services, whatever it is. So you could have the best looking website in the world, but if it's not clear to the customer, it doesn't actually drive action, then, what's the point? So what I'm going to be walking you through here today is a real example. Now, as close to real as possible, this is a design then that I put together for a health coach, but for privacy purposes, I've changed their name, I've changed the images of the person, and I've, edited around a few things so that, we can protect that person. However, the actual structure, the messaging, the design, it's all the same. And you're going to be able to get from this a good idea of, some ideas for yourself about how to structure a website for, driving action. Okay, so what we're walking through here is a design for a health coach. So the first thing that we have is the hero section. Now, this is the above the fold section. This is the single most important section on your homepage, because this is straight away where people come to know what you're about, and you need to be crystal clear within the first few seconds so that the customer, the client, knows exactly what you do and how you can help them. So this is what I call an outcome driven headline. So I've got here: balance your hormones, heal your gut, and restore your energy naturally. Because this health coach is all about those three things. That's how she helps people. And there's no fluffiness, there's no random things that sound good but mean nothing. We are very clear on balance your hormones, heal your gut, restore your energy naturally. Straight away, the person knows how you're going to help them. Then we've got personalized naturopathic care to help you understand your body, restore balance, and feel confident with your health again. Book a consult. Now, notice I don't have multiple buttons. I don't have all these different call to actions. I just have one nice, clear one. Then we've just got a simple image on the left here of the health coach. We can we'd have them there. And then obviously, yeah, as you can see, we have the headline and then the sub headline. And then we've got clean, nice white space, nothing crazy, nothing over the top, just nice, clean white space, and, just a simple text here. And, we've got the branding of our different colors here. So you'll see throughout, you're going to see that I've used this font and I've also used this coloring. Okay. So there's a rule of thumb for typography and, and coloring and things like that. You really only want to use 2 to 3 different typographies, so text at most. And then in terms, that's at most. Usually I use around only probably 2. So headline might be slightly different to the text, obviously. And yeah, so a big part is and with the text, I always recommend to have, very clear and easy to read text. So for me, I usually go with Inter is a good one. Um, just something Arial, another one, just something that looks clean, but is also easy for people to read. Okay, so moving down to the next section. So this is where we move into the problem section. So this is where we show the customer, the client, hey, we understand you, we know what you're going through. So here I've got, you've tried doing everything right, but you're still dealing with hormonal imbalances, gut issues, low energy burnout, feeling disconnected from your body, and you're not getting the real answers, just surface level quick fixes. So right away, this problem section, why it exists, is so the client thinks to themselves, It's just so that the person coming to the website instantly feels understood. And when a person feels understood, they are far more likely to take action. So we show them, hey, we understand the problems you're going through with your health. And, we show them that we understand that. And that's when we move into showing our solutions. So you notice we don't go straight into just an about. We first, because, that's a big no-no that a lot of people do. They make it all about themselves, straight into the about, without first earning that trust and actually building that connection with their client or their customer. So that's what we've done with the problem. Then we move into the solution. So the solution is, that's where I take a different approach. So this coach I work with you to understand what's actually beneath the surface, understanding symptoms, history, blood work, Then we just have this nice little thing over here. So we've got root cause, focus, personalized approach, natural, sustainable, with a little bit of info now, and then another book your consult. So we want to have one call to action, like as in the same button throughout, and we want to have it multiple times, because the person, maybe they didn't take action here, but then they see this and then they take action there. So we have multiple ones throughout. But as you can see, just a nice, simple, clean design. We've shown our solution. We have this nice little thing here. And then we move into, this is now where we introduce her. We introduce the guide. We introduce, the coach. So we now, because we've built that trust, they want to know who the coach is. They want to know the coach. They want to meet them. So naturally earned that. We've naturally moved into that. So it's meet Olivia. Got a nice big image of her here. Got some stats. Got a bit of info about her there. Okay. And then after that, we have a plan section. So in a customer client's mind, they're always thinking, okay, but how does this work? What do I have to do? So we give that to them straight away, a clear plan. 1, 2, 3. I usually do 3 steps, maybe 4 at most, but usually keep it to simple 3 steps for them. Gives them clarity in their mind, and just helps build that trust further, because now they see, okay, this is how it'll work. And then we come down here, and then after that, we've gone through our plan. That's when we introduce our services. So for this person, they had 3 different services. So this is, an example of what we could have. So we've got an initial consult, nice big image over there, then a book now button. Then we've got follow-up and ongoing care, another nice big image of her, and then a book now button. Then we've got the 4-week reset program, and then another big nice image over there, and then join the wait list. And then we've just got the 4-week reset program, and then join the wait list for that. Okay, then we have a nice little section here that was just about who this is for, who this is not for. This can be great for coaches and things like that. This is just an optional thing, but this is just to kind of, refine the people that are coming through the funnel, that are coming through the website, and, people feel, okay, that's me, or this isn't me, then if they see any of these here. So that can just be a great one, totally optional, but I decided to have that here for this coach. And as you can see, we've got all these nice white space throughout, colors, we're following the same colors. We're not having 10,000 different colors. We're using the same fonts, and everything has its place and purpose. Very clean. So we've got stop guessing, start healing, get clear on what your body needs, and then another book consult. Then we just have a simple little ticker here of, what clients say. And then we've got here, which is just all testimonials. And then we've got here, get clear on what your body needs, book a consult now, book your initial consult. Again, just driving action. Then we have an FAQ. So FAQs are massive, and a lot of people sleep on these and overlook them, but they are a perfect way. I try to always add them either a dedicated page or for the footer or at near the bottom of a website, because customers, clients, they have questions. And so if we answer them, then they're more likely to feel understood again. And again, that builds more trust. And once they see their questions they have in their mind answered, then they're more likely to want to book a consult. And then that's why we've got that button at the bottom of it again. And then just one final thing here is the free resource section. So this is where this person, they can have a free resource guide, and, as you can see, it lists a few things off. And essentially what this is going to do is a way for them now to get their name, the number, their email, get the free guide, give them genuine good value, and, It's nice and big. It's very hard to avoid. Very valuable. It's genuinely valuable. And now this will just help to grow their list that they can then sell, products and services to. So that is something I highly recommend. But again, that's just optional at the bottom of a website. Some kind of way to use that traffic. If they're not going to turn to paying clients, at least they can become, signed up for your email list, that then down the track, they can become clients or customers of your products or service. Okay, and then finally, we just got the footer here, and we've just simply got, social media, the different pages, and their logo over here of this design. So as you can see, we've just got a nice clean design that follows, proven principles of messaging and structure and, UX in terms of the coloring, the topography. Everything just is clean and simple. It's not the most, complex. It's not the most, definitely not saying it's the best design in the world, but it is clear and it is a nice, clean design for this client. So yeah, hopefully this has given you some ideas for yourself, ideas about how to structure your website. If you have any more questions, feel free to drop them down below. And then if you haven't already, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more videos, because there is far more content to come. Cheers guys, and I'll see you in another video. Cheers.